I've always had a love for symphonic pieces, for symphonies as we've known them throughout the ages, be them older pieces, be them newer pieces. And that's obviously what the composers always intend to do with them. They create stories, they create things for you to think about. And I think particularly with my album Symphony, I created it at a very thought-provoking time of my life. First of all, with the symphony album, I made it over a period of about 4 years, and there was a lot of dark in them, a lot of light in them, and that was also why I think I called the album Symphony. I think with the visual side of everything, it has a very sort of gothic look. It has a feeling of fairy tale within it, folklore. There's a sort of dark romanticism within it. And I think also because of coming from Europe myself, I felt that somewhere like, the Cathedral of Stephansdom would be absolutely perfect for it. It's an amazing Gothic cathedral. Stephansdom is really a landmark in Vienna, and it's absolutely steeped in history and probably music history as well. Of course, you had Mozart, who frequented the cathedral many times. There was Beethoven, there was Haydn. It's a very special place, and the cathedral itself is when you walk into it, it envelops you. It's large, but at the same time you feel very at home there and quite cozy. Also, I wanted a sort of area architecturally that suggested faith as well. That was important. I think it's probably, of all the cathedrals in the world, it's probably one of my favourites, and that was why it was important for me to perform this concert there. The Viennese people have been absolutely wonderful. I've actually performed a few concerts in Vienna, one being quite a while back when I was much younger, and I was terrified because they really know their music and they love music, and my performances and experiences there with their audiences have been absolutely amazing. They've been very appreciative. They've really listened, and this audience particularly were wonderful. I think that they weren't necessarily used to having a performance of this type in their cathedral, but they were very appreciative of it, so it was great.
Quando penso ai giorni che ho passato insieme a te, io vorrei che tu tornassi qui per non lasciarmi mai.
During my time in working in Italy and training in Italy, I had, of course, heard of Alessandro Safina, and then I saw that he was singing in the movie Moulin Rouge, and then I saw his career start to really flower, and I always wanted to work with him, do something with him. So I decided, I rang him and called and said, would you like to do a song with me on this album? I think I have the perfect one for your voice. And he tried it out, and it went forward. So of course, to to have him singing on this Stephansdom performance was a pleasure. And he's a lovely man, he's beautiful looking, beautiful Italian tenor, and with a gorgeous voice. Fernando Lima has the most gorgeous voice. My record company, actually, they'd known that I'd always wanted to work with a countertenor and had been looking for somebody to work with, and suggested Fernando, and I listened to his voice and it was just gorgeous. We had the perfect song, Passion, to sing together, and to perform with him in the cathedral was just gorgeous because his angel voice comes out and it's a beautiful experience. I had always known about Chris Thompson, him being known from Manfred Mann, and he's been around doing amazing things in the world with that amazing sort of rock voice for years and years and years. And in fact, I recorded with him about 12 years ago a song on one of my albums, and it was very successful in continental Europe.
Leave and let me go. I will think of you, I know. Carry on, I'll stay strong.
The song Where the Lost Ones Go is an interesting song because in a way I suppose it's about lost love and two people understanding that they can't keep it together anymore. Says in the song, I'm going where the wind blows, going where the lost ones go. It's that moment, when you're getting over a relationship, which is a strange place. And I just thought he would be perfect to sing this with me in the cathedral. Chris was great as a phantom. I remember we were up there sort of where the organ pipes were way above the audience and high up in the cathedral at the back, and he sort of looked across at me and he said, I can't believe I'm singing this song, this is great, thank you for asking me. And I said, well, you're great at it. preparation I did for this particular live concert and TV show was a different type of preparation that one would do for a tour you were putting on. In many ways it was easier because the atmosphere of the cathedral gave a lot, so one wasn't having to build sets and think of that side of things. But at the same time, because one was in a religious area, one had to take care of how people, the choir, would place the orchestra. You know, there's some beautiful work and architecture in that area, and you have to be very, very careful. And of course, we were all in there with our wires and our technical things, and so one had to take it into account and be sort of reverent towards where we were.
Lord, all I needed was to believe.
The evening itself was different because of the area that we were in. I think the audience, it was difficult for them to sort of probably applaud more easily because they were in a cathedral. So at first it's like, oh, we really enjoyed this, but what do we do? Are we allowed to clap as loud as we like? It's not an area that you can shout and go, hey Sarah, that you normally get in audiences. So that was a different, but that in itself created its own atmosphere. It was very, the atmosphere was quite poignant. It was interesting. It was different for me.